All right, race first, everybody. Race first. Thank you guys for all your patience. I know the state meetings have been fluctuating in time, but we are here. And that, Brother Frank, that is a great song. I love that song. So let's get started. Before I start, let me go over the rules of the meeting. Please, no cursing. Please try not to use the word. Sisters, don't give out your phone numbers without the approval of the division officers. Please respect others when communicating. During member share, limit yourself to 5 minutes. We get the ladies to share first and the brothers. And please respect the chain of the command of the local officers or the High Executive Council. And if you guys could unmute real quick as we go over the pledge. If you have a flag, please look at your flag and raise your fist. I commit my body, mind, and spirit.
I commit my body, mind, and spirit
to the protection, defense, and security.
To the protection, defense, and security
of the red, black, and green.
Of the red, black, and green.
I dedicate my life. To the redemption of Mother Africa.
To the redemption of Mother Africa.
And the liberation of our scattered black children.
And the liberation of our scattered black children.
I accept for myself and my descendants.
I accept for myself and my descendants.
The teachings of universal African nationalism.
The teachings of universal nationalism.
And promise that our children will be instilled.
And promise that our children will be instilled.
With the purpose and knowledge of themselves.
With the purpose and knowledge of themselves.
As African people.
As African people.
In order that the cause of our struggle.
In order that the cause of our struggle.
Will neither falter nor fail.
Will neither falter nor fail.
Until all black people are free and united.
Till all black people are free and united.
Through one God.
Through one God.
One aim.
One aim.
And one destiny.
One destiny.
Race first.
Race first.
All right, thank you so much. First, I would like to go over and introduce all of the local officers and the High Executive Council who we have on here. Peace and blessings. We have the Surgeon General, Brother James McIntosh. We have our first Vice President, Brother James.
Brother, we got a lot of feedback up here. I hate to stop.
Please let's mute yourselves. I'll mute everybody as well. Thank you so much.
That's better.
We have our Sergeant at Arms, Brother Anthony Ainsworth, our Ambassador at Large, Sister Charlene Rock Foster, Second Vice President, Brother Frank Shaw, and I'm hoping I'm not missing anybody. First Vice, Brother James Richardson. And also we have President Lady Blyden, President of the Buffalo Division, and Sister Sophia, his wife, will be a speaker. We have a phenomenal meeting today. We're going to be talking about the Black Cross nurses. So before I let our first speaker speak, let me just go over some old news real quick and we can proceed on. The Maryland Food Bank, I went on to the training seminar, and they're up and ready to go. They want to push us out there fast, but we have to have a spot in Baltimore City that can hold frozen foods. If we don't have that, they're suggesting we stay in the loop and submit in July. And it's going to be first come, first serve. So before I put anything, if you guys know a church in a city, a business in a city, or any place where it'll be close to a location where we can pass out food that has a freezer that we can store food, we can submit it. If not, we can keep doing what we're doing, focus on some other things, and focus on going in Baltimore City in July. And we still can do Baltimore County as well, but I do know we want to get more people of our color, and so that's a good thing. The local officers training has been going well. I believe last week we did commercial and industrial transactions. So we're almost finished the training. I know you guys are busy and it's hard to make every Tuesday, but if you can jump on just to get the last bit. One of the most important in the message to the people is how to teach the UNIA. I think that's a phenomenal lesson we all need to know. as division officers. So if you guys can do that, that would be great. I think I already mentioned the Maryland Food Bank, but we are looking at some fundraisers for our local division and for the international headquarters. Brother Cameron already donated. I believe he donated probably 35. I have to check the records. And I'm donating as well. So if you guys would like to donate, let me know. It's very important to keep our international headquarters with us. We don't want anybody, especially Temple University, to get that building, because Temple University is going after it. And again, like they always say, it's a landmark for us. Kwame Ture stayed there. A lot of our great ancestors stayed at that building. And, you know, we met there. So we want to keep it. Plus, it's real estate. So we all want to keep it. The President General is kicking out a lot of money. So we support him as much as possible. The Race First Book Club is back. Everybody's been fighting COVID. Sometimes we couldn't even speak. So we're going to start back up the third Thursday. I'll make sure we invite other divisions. It's a phenomenal book that I think is very important that we all need. Before I move on, Sister Charlene, did you have any updates? I know you guys did. You and Brother Anthony. I don't know if you were. I know Brother Anthony was. I assumed you were at the ceasefire event. Did you want to talk about that real quick before we introduce Sister Sophia?
Well, the one that I showed up at today involved honoring Timothy Fleming, who was murdered by police last year during a mental health crisis in May. And coincidentally, it's also the birthday of Tawanda Jones' cousin. And Tawanda Jones is the sister of Tyrone West, who was murdered by police in 2013. So we were in that space. I'm sorry, Tavon Anderson is her cousin, Tawanda Jones' cousin, whose birthday was also today. So there were people that showed up to honor both men and to educate some folks who did not know about Timothy Fleming's situation, nor or Tavon Anderson for that matter too. So that was the event that I attended today, and up to date that so far it has not been any murders this weekend. We're hoping that that streak would continue so we could start kicking off days of where we've not seen intra-community and police violence taking place in our city.
Awesome, awesome. And please send me any information. I'll get that out. We also have the newsletter coming out, and I'll put that in there as well. And I'll update the website for February. I'm a little behind, but I'll get that updated ASAP. Brother Anthony, do you want to speak on ceasefire?
Nah, well, I saw it posted on social media, and you know, I worked all that day, so you know, it's literally 1 block from my house. So I said, man, I had to go out there and show my love and my support. You know what I mean? It was a great event, a lot of energy. You know what I mean?
Yes, I rode by the spot today. And I did see the red, black, and green balloons. I saw Charlene did that.
Yeah, they're still out there. I'm like, yeah. All right, Jennifer, I see you.
Awesome. All right. So we're going to start talking about the Black Cross nurses. And I wanted to introduce our first speaker for today. And I didn't do it right. We have Miss Sophia Blyden. She is Lady President and Matron Black Cross of our Buffalo division. And I'm so blessed to have her here with our Surgeon General. So we're going to talk about some health, but we want to talk about the history of the Black Cross nurses. I think that's very important because we're going to get that started in our division pretty soon. Thank you for muting. We're going to get that started pretty soon. So without any ado, I would love to introduce our Lady President of our Buffalo Division and Matron of the Black Cross Nurses, Sister Sophia. Are you there?
Grace first, everyone. I'm so happy to join the Baltimore Division meeting. This is a pleasure. I'm so happy. I've heard so much about you, and my God, I've heard you guys a lot, but this is the first time I'm actually getting to see everybody because, you know, we are a busy people, so we have a lot going. So this is a pleasure, and I'm happy to be able to come on and talk about the Universal African Black Cross Nurses, because that's who we are. And a little bit of history about myself is that I am the Lady President for the Buffalo Division, and we did start 7 years ago, and we were in the same position where we started, and we wanted to know about the Black Cross nurses and what we were supposed to do. So after, you know, we go through and talk about the history of the Black Cross nurses, any questions anyone have, I'll be happy to answer. And I will also follow the guidelines of, you know, will put my number and email to the president or the lady president, whoever needs it, so they can reach out when you guys start your own Black Cross nurse section. So whenever you guys are ready for me to go ahead, I will start.
We are ready. You can go ahead. Thank you, my sister.
Oh, okay, just one question. I have a lot of my stuff in my email. Is it able for me to share?
Yes.
Zoom?
Hold on
I'm
one
not
second.
familiar with Teams. Okay.
Yes, you should be able to share now.
Okay.
Is everything. And I'm sorry, Sister Sophia, I did forget to announce our Division Secretary, Brother Bruce Staton, is on the line as well. Sorry about that, Brother Bruce.
Can you guys see this page?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is our UNIA-ACL.com government page. So this is, I love Lady Henriette Vinton Davis. I have always admired her. And to actually know I am talking to the Baltimore Division, and you guys probably already know this, but she was born in Baltimore. So I am so super excited to be talking to people that are actually from the place where she's from. We know that, you know, I'm excited. Anyway, I'm just going to read, you know, this article that we have already, our government talks about. This lead up to Black Cross nurses is the 19
Sister Sophia, you there?
Lady Henrietta Vinton Davis first learned of the work of Honorable Marcus Garvey and the UNIA while traveling to the Caribbean in 1917 and 1918. She was so impressed with Garveyism that in 1920, at the age of 60, she gave up her stage career to work full-time for the UNIA. She would become the organization's first international organizer, a director of the Black Star Line, and the second vice president of the Negro Factories Corporation. She was also one of the signatories of the Declaration of Rights of the Negro Peoples of the World of the UNIA-ACL First International Convention in New York City in August 1920. Most importantly, she founded the Universal Black Cross nurses in Philadelphia in 1920. The Black Cross nurses served as the women's auxiliary of the UNIA, placing women in a supportive role, while the men's auxiliary, the African Legion, served in a protective role. Mr. Garvey wanted everyone in the UNIA to feel as if they belonged within the organization, and the Black Cross nurse served that purpose for women. The local chapters were established with a matron head nurse, secretary, and treasurer to provide health services and hygiene education to Black people. Few programs existed which would admit people of African descent into the nursing training at the time. And many health facilities provided unequal care to Black people.
Okay.
You got that mask tied on.
I got him. Go ahead. Go ahead, Sister Sophia. I got it.
Unmute, Lady Prez.
Black doctors and nurses, lay practitioners took courses ranging from 6 months to a year just to make sure that standardized care was being given. In addition, upon graduation from the course, each member was required to purchase and wear their official uniform. In many ways, the Black Cross nurses functioned as a social reform movement while developing role models for young women. The Black Cross nurses promoted education, good health and hygiene, juvenile rehabilitation, maternal and infant care, and training in proper nutrition. It also provided a professional, organized structure for members, giving them a means to appear in roles of public leadership. In articles which appeared in the Negro World, Black Cross nurses addressed a wide variety of topics, from advice to expectant mothers to contagious diseases, heart disease, and hygiene, as well as treatment options. Benevolent community service included distributing clothing and food to those in need. And I just heard you, Baltimore. I really just heard you. You were delivering food to those in need and preparing to do that. You are already doing Black Cross nurse work. Lady Henrietta Vinton Davis was born in Baltimore, Maryland on August 25th, 1860, to Mansfield Vinton, a talented musician, and Marion Johnson Davis. Shortly after her father died and her mother remarried George Hackett, after his death, mother and daughter moved to Washington, D.C. Emotional. In 1878, after becoming the first Black woman employed at the Office of the Recorder of Deeds in Washington, D.C., she met and befriended Frederick Douglass, who encouraged her theatrical pursuits. By 1893, she had established her own theatrical company in Chicago, which produced the play on the Haitian Revolution entitled Dessalines. By 1900, she began collaborating with leading journalists and future members of the UNIA, John Edward Bruce. In 1921, she became the 4th Assistant President General of the UNIA after she established divisions in Cuba, Guadeloupe, the Virgin Islands, Haiti, Trinidad and Tobago, and Jamaica. In 1929, in 2 years after Garvey was deported to Jamaica, she was selected UNIA Secretary General. 3 years later, in 1932, she broke away from the declining organization and became the first Assistant President General of the rival UNIA-ACL. But we cannot ever forget what she contributed to the UNIA. She is still Lady Henrietta Vinton Davis and started the Universal African Black Cross Nurses. Ashe?
Ashe. Ashe.
Ashe. Now I will talk about what we do today as the Black Cross nurses. When the UNIA 433 started, just like we said, we went ahead and we our history has been, we won't say erased, because there were still little snippets for us to be able to go and look for it. But we had to dig and dig deep. And here in Buffalo, the only thing we could find at first was a little article talking about Irene Freeland had a fire at her house and she was a Black Cross nurse. And they put out a turkey fire. That is all we could find at first. But what we did was we went ahead and we started doing research, and we found out there was also Vivian Say and Cleopatra White. And those were also Black Cross nurses that was at the same time with Henrietta Vinton Davis. Hang on, I'm about to bring this up. Give me 1 second. I got so many things to say in such a little time, you know. Pages should not open. Here we go. Nope, not you. In research, I came across you call it a doctorate. She was going for her doctorate, written by Natanya Duncan. And it's a dissertation. And it was called The Efficient Womanhood of the Negro Improvement Association, 1919 to 1930. And when I started looking through, I was like, okay, this is 228 pages. But one chapter that I really looked into was the making historiography and making marching forward the Universal African Black Cross Nursing ready for service, Black women and the history of nursing in brief. Brief means short. We're not a short history, we're here. 100 years and more. We're still doing the work. We're still out here taking care of the community. Today, I heard Baltimore say they're planning all the way to July. If they can't get to find a place to freeze the food, they're still gonna find a way to do it, but maybe in July. and they're going to find other things to do in the meantime. Here in Buffalo, when we first got our charter, it was February. It's a cold time. We didn't have the means now to be able to get in touch with everyone with the numbers and the emails. So what did we do? We reached out and looked on the CBPM page, and at the time, we had our fourth assistant president general at the time was Lady Basima Bay. And she had a CBM Black Cross nurse page up, and on it, it was, you feed the people, you take care of the people, health, mental health, physical health in the best way you know how. And I took it and I said, that's what we're gonna do. We're going to feed the people when we can. We're going to help them the best way we can. Up here we have snow. We know we have elderly and disabled and sick, and just sometimes a person, just a mother who can't shove herself out. We do it. We mow the lawns. We help someone move. You help someone take their groceries in. All of that is Black Cross nurse work. As long as you're helping the people, as long as when you go to your bed at night and you can ask yourself honestly, what have I done to help my people today? Then you know you have done race first work, because race first is all about being a Black Cross nurse. And today you don't have to be a woman to be a Black Cross nurse. Black Cross nurse can also be a man. Here in Buffalo, half of my Black Cross nurses are men. In December for Kwanzaa, we were asked by the community to do the temperature checks. Half of the Black Cross nurses, when the women weren't available because they had jobs outside of the community that they had to be at, the men stepped in and they were taking those temperatures and making sure those masks were on. And you know what we saw was the smiles on our people's face. They were so happy. They were happy that it was us that looked like them, that were doing the temperatures. The children are coming back thinking it's a game. They wanted to keep getting their temperatures checked. But that's what it is. We have to do it. We can't depend on anyone else to do it. We are the ones that is going to fix us. We can't wait on someone else to do it. We're the ones that have the illnesses. We're the ones that see it every day. We have the diabetes, the hypertensions, the cholesterols, all of it. When you look into all of the research, what do you see? African American / Black are the number one. They have this, the saying, when white people get a cold, we get pneumonia. We have this thing we tell our children, do what I tell you to do. But the reality of it is, our children do what we do. Our children cook the way we cook. Our children eat the way we eat. So the only way our DNAs are going to change, or fabric is going to change, so we don't keep passing on those genetic diseases like diabetes and prostate cancers, and because of course there's environmental things, but there's also genetics. We're the ones that's going to change that. So in order to change that, we're going to have to start with us. So it takes it, but this is where the Black Cross nurse comes in. we have to go into the communities and we're going to have to teach it little by little. And it's going to be hard. You know, they're not, it's not easy, but assess your community, see what the gaps are, see what part of the gaps that you can fill. And stop screen share, sorry. See what part of the gaps that you can fill. And that's how you find the things that are going to be to ease you into teaching these things. We're the ones that's going to change it, you know, and that's the bottom line. It starts with us. We are the Black Cross nurses. We are the strength of our people. One of the reasons I went back to school to become a healthcare administrator, I have a nursing background. I went to school because I wanted to help my people. That is my driving goal. But I realized that with not just a nursing background, I needed more. I went back and I said, you know what? We're gonna have a clinic in the UNIA. We were already supposed to have it, but we're gonna have it, okay? Even if we have to do it as a moving clinic where we drive around in the communities, we're going to do it. We have to take care of our people. We have to meet them where they're at. They are scared of doctors. They are scared of hearing the bad news, you know, and we have to meet them where they're at. So, like I said, just assess your community, see what your gaps are, and see where you can fill it in. And that's how you build your foundation of your Black Cross nurses. Here, we're known for food, and call us, we're gonna come. They just know, call us, we're going to come. They know that I have a healthcare background, so they'll call me about medical things. So they let them know they can depend on you. Let them know that no matter what,
Lady Prez, unmute yourself. I can't hear you. I see you talking. You don't look, it doesn't look like you're muted on our end.
mic check.
Okay, you good.
You are the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Committees lead. You are the Universal African Black Cross nurses. You stand on what you believe. You know you are here for the people that you're representing. We just recited the flag. We stand on that flag. And once you stand on the flag, once you embody that Garveyism, nothing stands in your way. Race first.
Race first.
First, Ashe.
Race first.
Race first.
Race first, race first.
Race first.
Thank you so much, sister. Were you finished, Lady Prez, Sophia?
Say it again.
Were you finished?
Yes, if you have any questions, I can give an answer.
And Sergeant Arms, if you could help me, if anybody had any questions, you could raise your hand and we'll call on you. I think we also had some other people. I didn't know if they wanted to speak. Sister Audrey, did you want to comment, talk about the Black Cross nurses and add on to Sister Sophia? You can unmute yourself.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here to listen and take a minute, and Sister Yasmin and Sister Jennifer, they are the Red Cross. Sorry about that. Forgive me, please.
Bite your tongue.
I'm sorry, I will bite my tongue. I'm sorry. They are the Black Cross nurses. But I wanted to ask the sister, I was looking at some of the items on the table of contents for that handout. Is it possible that I can have one? I'm taking minutes and I could look at those two ladies, two Garvey ladies, and have that also for the record. Is that okay?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
You can go ahead and you may go ahead and me, you know,
You breaking up a little bit, Lady President Sophia.
Yeah, she having internet issues.
While she's going, did anybody else want to speak besides Sister Audrey? And then I got you coming up, Brother Cameron.
Greetings, Baltimore. This is Sister Yasmin.
Greetings. Thank you, Sister Yasmin, for coming
president for the Black Cross Nurses, and we have Brother Quahir, who is also with us. He's our Black Cross Nurse Administrator in 4th PG, joining us. I'm glad to be here. I didn't know I could be here because I had other commitments, but some were canceled. So I'm very pleased to be here. And I'll also like to say our Surgeon General, Dr. McIntosh, is also on with us. So greetings, everyone. We're very happy to be here. And I myself, I have reached out by email to you, Brother Everett, and whatever you need in setting up, I am here. I'm going to say, Lady President Sophia, she had to set up hers. I was fortunate enough to come in to a Black Cross nurse division that was set up. So my role, really, the challenges for me was setting up the administrative part. And basically I had to do policies, procedures, code of conduct, that kind of thing. So I will be more than willing to share all of that with you as you go into your setup. And Lady President Sophia, I'll be more than willing to also share that with you, because that's also administrative part, is an integral part of our Black Cross nurses. So please reach out to me. I am very pleased to see you in person, because we've spoken on Facebook in the past, and just delighted that I'm here. Brother Everett, I won't take up any more of your time, but I'm delighted. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm gonna call on the Surgeon General in a minute, but did any other Black Cross nurses want to add on to that phenomenal presentation Lady President Sophia added before I call on the Surgeon General? See Brother Cujo as well.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Brother Winchester. If Lady President, who did such a beautiful presentation, if she could let me know, if she'd be so gracious as to send out that handout, because oftentimes we talk about the two Lady Garveys. And, you know, I did a presentation one time on the Garvey who had those two sons for our Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, and the other Lady Garvey, she also was instrumental, but we have come to learn that there was a book written, Tony Martin wrote a book on her that she wasn't so nice. So I don't know. I just want to know if we could have that copy so we could see what's in there. She's still frozen. Okay.
Awesome. And are you guys talking wrote? Because you know she has a Lady Cross book that she wrote, handbook. Is that the handbook, or you just talking about the some of the presentations she gave today?
Well, she did have that share screen, and she had Lady Vinton in there too. It was like a lot of pages from what I'm looking at in the table of contents. The one that Sister Duncan wrote about Lady Vinton was a lot of pages, and there were other things in that handout. So I'm just asking if we could have that too, because that would be wonderful for us to share.
Yes, awesome, awesome.
Greetings.
Thank you, brother. I was just about to call you.
Greetings, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you for recognizing me. My name is Quahir, and presently I am the 4th Assistant President General of the UNIA under the Honorable Michael Duncan. And I'd just like to just introduce myself and say a few words. Sister Yasmin already stated our goals and projects. So please reach out to her and myself. I will leave a number that you could reach me in the chat area. But our main goal, besides the doing all the various projects we're doing in New York, is to reestablish the Black Legion. I will be reaching out to all the divisions to communicate and coordinate ways that we could find more information about the African Legion, because it's difficult for me to find information at this time. But I know there's someone out there that has that information, and I'm going to reach out to everyone. So please, if you have any information concerning the African Legion, please reach out to me, and we will make it happen. And as you could see, New York is doing excellent. The sisters in New York, the Black Cross nurses in New York, are doing a phenomenal job, and we're gonna. So please, whatever you can do to support and help us, it's gonna be for all of us. Please reach out to us, and we'll reach back out to you. Thank you, and race first.
Race first, and we'll definitely get with you, because we not only are we establishing our Black Cross nurses, we have a commander, Jamal, and he'll be leading along with our Sergeant at Arms, Brother Anthony, our African Legion. So that's great that you could help us with that. Brother Cameron, I'm sorry, I didn't want to skip you. I'm gonna get you right after Surgeon General, Brother James McIntosh. Did you have anything to add?
Nothing more than to say that I really enjoyed the presentation today, and it's good to see that we're all working together toward the same goals, the goals of establishing a clinic, the goals of providing services for our people of all sorts, as you said before, from passing out food to providing healthcare. And I'm just so glad to be a part of the UNIA and ACL, and glad that Brother Kwahir is starting the Legion back up. It's just like an exciting time to be a part. It's almost like when UNIA started up under President General Michael Duncan. We're having the, that same kind of energy is being generated. And I really appreciated hearing this Lady President speak about the Black Cross nurses.
Thank you so much. Cameron, you had a question to ask?
No.
Yeah, Sister Audrey, she beat me to it. I was just gonna ask if the Lady Prez could send out that Black Cross study guide. I'd like to get a look at it as well. So that's all.
Awesome. Sister Sophia, Lady President Sophia, are you still there? We might have lost her.
I'm still here.
You breaking up real bad, but if you can email that out to me, I can get it to our
check one.
Our divisions. I hear you, Brother Blyden, President Blyden. But if
I'm here.
You, all right, got
Can
you.
You hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
I can hear you. Asking if you could email the presentation, but also the handbook. But I wanted to ask you, I know you did a book that you wrote, correct? Could you talk about that?
I
Compiled.
Yes, I compiled a book. My whole plan was to do a book and then do like a study guide too with it. We wanted to do like classes for the Black Cross nurses coming in, and then the pandemic happened. So I took a break on that and just concentrated on school and work for now. But I graduate this year and my plan is to go back to it. But yes, I wrote a book just, outlining things that we see in our community, like hand washing, the diabetes, hypertension, first aid, natural cures, things that resonate with us, that we see in our communities daily.
Awesome. I had a quick question. Is there any qualifications for a member to be a Black Cross nurse?
No.
Actually, so it could just be a person that's very active in the community, correct?
Correct. But there's a certification, because back then when the Black Cross nurses, they did get certified. The only problem now is that we don't have our own schools anymore to teach, but we do have qualified people. RNs can teach, we know that. So can LPNs. We can teach CNAs and HHAs and PCAs and give them those certifications. We have doctors in the UNIA, you know, so we have all of the things to do it. We just have to bring it together. So it's not that we even need a certification really per se for us in the community. It's just for the other people that would try
Right.
to come and wreck our stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we just
Yes.
want that for the paperwork. But we know we train each other. We train our children how to cook in the kitchen. We don't give them a certification saying they can cook.
Sure.
You know, so that's the same kind of concept, but just for the paperwork. Yes, we would do that to keep it, you know, legit for us. You know, that's about that. But that's why I was going to do the training manual too. But yes, and it also has a bug out bag thing in there too. So
Awesome. Awesome. Anybody have any questions before we proceed? I don't see anybody raise your hands, but you can speak real quick if you can unmute yourself if you had anybody had any questions. If not, we'll proceed on with the agenda. Awesome. I just want to say, especially for our Baltimore division, it's just very critical that we establish these type of things. We did some great work in our first year, but we want to just take it further. We want to still focus on getting new recruits. We still want to focus on being the best UNIA possible we can be. And that includes, you know, having the African Legion to protect our community and us, and also the Black Cross nurses to stand out there in unison. And like Sister Sophia said, Lady President, there's men as well. So we have a lot of work to do. It's a lot of contributions we can do to the community. And you know my saying, we just gotta be all in to make sure that we can do everything the right way. With that being said, we can go on down to member share. I'll ask any of our guests if they'd like to share first before we go through the list of member share, because we want to take care of our guests first and then we can go on down. So since you were the guest speaker, Lady President Sophia, did you have anything you'd like to share what's going on in Buffalo or anything?
in Buffalo, this year, we are still working on our clinic. We are still working in the community. We're still, and we have a program we call CERT, where it's a community emergency response team that we've been working on since we started in 2015. And one of our brothers, who's also a Black Cross nurse, worked on it and got it beautiful. And we are the emergency response team. So I can send that to you too, so you can take a look at it and see if you want to work with that. You know, because that's what we do. If we have something that works for one, send it to all.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what we're gonna do. But that's what we're doing. We're still out here for the community. We still give out the hand sanitizers with the Black Cross nurse logos that we initiated right before the pandemic. That's funny story, real quick. We were doing classes in the evenings, the Black Cross nurses. We were going and teaching the children and young people about hand washing, the proper techniques in hand washing. We had already realized that a lot of people, especially children, didn't know how to wash their hands properly. So we were going into the schools, after school programs, and teaching proper techniques. So then we started thinking, hey, one of the good things we can do is do little bottles of hand sanitizers with the Black Cross nurse logo on it. We ordered it that March, right before the pandemic and before New York did their hand sanitizers. So we were able to pass out hand sanitizers in our community, if you know, without having anyone pay for them, and also send to the other divisions that wanted to contribute just so that they could pass it out to their communities. So those are the kinds of things that when I say go and assess your community and see what you can, the little things, sometimes it's not a major thing, but it's just a little thing that you can start teaching about. And that's what I wanted to share.
I say. Sister Audrey, did you have anything to share? You're from the New York division, correct?
I'm sorry, my mouse. I'm just listening to Minister Lyon talk about going in the schools and teaching the children how to wash their hands. I just want to ask Sister, how were they washing their hands? Were they not using soap?
Some of them weren't washing their hands at all.
Yeah. Oh, I know. It's very sad that, you know, I work in the school. Right now, I'm not in the school because I'm on leave without pay. I'm just on medical because of this mandatory pandemic. And I would see adults come out the bathroom and don't wash their hands. Wow. So you're doing a wonderful thing. Oh, my God. Thank you. Yeah. And I'm sorry. I just want to say one more thing to Brother Winchester. How is your recruiting going on since you're out there in the community? Are you handing out applications? Are members coming? Because that's one thing that we really need to work. Interested in hearing what you're doing.
Yes, I'm glad you said that. We were doing a very good job passing out. We had created some brochures and everything. We were doing a lot of events. But this year, as the winter hit, it got a little difficult. COVID kind of hit us a little harder this year. So I think we're going to focus on getting back out there. One of our newest members, I got to give him a shout out, Brother Cameron. He did a phenomenal presentation. I sent it actually to the PG, and I'll send it to you guys as well. It's a powerful meeting, and it's a young brother, and he had some great ideas as far as passing out brochures with something you could scan to get videos and stuff like that. And we're about to meet. I was supposed to get with him this weekend, but I got caught up. But I want to meet with him so we can start that process on. He's given us a little more energy for the youth or some of the things that they like. You know, if you get a brochure where you can hit the scan, it takes you right to a video. And some of the things we need to do as far as hitting colleges and, you know, not turning away our brothers that are out in the streets and things of that nature. We have a lot of work to do, but we're definitely going to get that implemented ASAP. And I definitely send you the video.
Wonderful. Thank you. Well, Brother Kojo, he's on. We were out there too before it got that cold. We were sitting, you know, on our chairs to go to the colleges, but with the COVID, if you're not vaccinated, they won't allow you in. So we've hit a dead end. So I think for sure, because we really want to start to expand and get more people to be part of our membership. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sister Jennifer, did you have anything to add? I see you a guest here. Did you want to say anything? Anything to share?
No, not at this time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Brother Horace, you had your hand raised. Did you have anything to share, my brother? Anything going on with your division, anything?
Not at this time. I support Sister Audrey with whatever has been done here. And I support everything that you all are doing. And I'm just actually listening and I'm taking notes.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
And Fourth Assistant PG, Brother Kahed, did you have anything to share about what's going on? I know you added about the Legion and the Black Cross nurses, but anything going on that you'd like to add?
Thank you for recognizing me. Actually, I've said what I needed to say, but I'd like to say that the president in Buffalo, I really like the way she thinks, and I'm looking forward to working with her. And I know our president, Sister Yasmin, is also looking forward to work with her. So keep up the good work, what you're doing, and we're going to do our best to communicate and collaborate and get the message out there. Submit it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I keep going through the list. Excuse me, Surgeon General, did you have anything to add or share about what's going on? I know you got a lot of powerful meetings and presentations you've been doing. Surgeon General McIntosh, did you have anything you wanted to share about what's going on with you that we may attend or anything? Brother James? All right, he might have stepped away. All right, we'll keep it going. Oh, you there? Okay.
Yeah. I didn't know you was
Oh no, I was
talking to me.
No, I was
Okay,
talking. Brother James,
no,
I was
man.
talking to the Surgeon General James McIntosh. But you good? Since you're on, you got anything to share about what's going on? First Vice?
Man, I just love like the energy. Just hoping that you know what I mean, that we continue to push and work and get people in the right places, man, to implement all of like these programs. Baltimore, DC area, man, we really need help, man, in organizing our communities. We have people with hearts that really want the change in their communities, and we just have to get out there and do the work to connect with them so that we can get all of these programs and everything implemented. Real quick on a separate note, I just want to I think that you had sent out like the article from like Yahoo about the schools, and I want our members of the 106 to really take a good hard look at the article that was produced about the Baltimore school system. And I know we're pushing, you know what I mean, we were looking to put pressure on like City Hall. We really need to read that article about the condition in the state that the school system, Baltimore City school system, is in right now. Because once we lose our children with no education, and we have grown adults that are uneducated, that are reading on what did it say, kindergarten level, some of these people, something like these kids, man, we've got to work hard at reaching these kids, and we can't let ourselves, our communities, or the government fail them. That's it. I'm out.
And for those that don't know, it just hit me, I can share that article. I don't have it by me, but it was talking about I think they named one school that has Patterson High School has a $70 million budget, and seniors are reading at the kindergarten level. The Maryland governor just cut the budget on Baltimore City school systems, and a couple of the city council were getting upset, and I added James into a Twitter thread, and a lot of the citizens weren't upset, believe it or not. They were upset with what's going on with the budget they have. They don't even blame the governor for not giving any more money, because they need to fix the problems. And I wanted to add, I don't know if a lot of our members know, with the leadership of President General Michael Duncan and our first assistant PG, Brother Raymond Duguay, they've been doing a powerful job threatening to sue the school system. And they did a conference one time. It was like hundreds of people on there. They had city council members and everybody on there. So once you put your foot on somebody's neck and let them know that you're not having it, you're going to vote them out, they'll start responding. So I definitely get first assistant PG, Brother Raymond, on here to talk about that and see where they're at another time. Sister Yasmin, did you have anything to share before I went to the ladies in the division?
Greetings again, everyone. Basically, I at this time no, but again, like Brother Quahir said, we're here, and the Black Cross nurses are a very vital part of the UNIA, you know, and we have to take care of our people, and we are here to do that. You know, we don't have to be nurses per se, but we do have a lot of registered nurses in amongst us, and I happen to be one, and New York happen to have a lot. And we, as Lady President Sophia said, we do teach. We do a lot of education, and because of this, each one teaches one. So we will all be able to help our people and take care of the needs that really, you know, no one else is really doing. You know, so we're here. Just reach out to us. In any area that you need help, even if you don't need help, we'd like to hear from you. Okay, race first.
Race first, race first. And when I first got into the UNIA, Brother Ross Marvin, I was in the Atlanta division, and the first thing he said, I kept asking, what do I need to do? What's up with the UNIA? What's up with the UNIA? And he said, the number one thing you have to do is learn. He said, learn, study, learn so you can teach our people. So it feels good to know that you guys have a lot of the teaching. And as we're working on our second vice, Brother Frank, and our first vice is working on a learning platform where our members can go and take classes, and they're pre-recorded so they can learn at their own speed. I still love the group lessons because you get to build with members, but I think that's critical, and I definitely keep you guys up to that. Sister Charlene, you have anything to share? I know you shared early, but anything to add or share?
Sure. First and foremost, I just like to thank all of the guests for the information, like the Black Cross nurses. I'm still, unpacking some things, and I'm looking forward to seeing the materials that we need to really get this going in a way that we further service our community. There was a lot of powerful information that was put out. So thank you, ladies, for the information. And also, speaking of membership, I was talking with our First Lady, and I just wanted to ensure that with the spouses that's part of our Baltimore chapter, that we connect. So I wanted to have that discussion so we can look at how we grow our membership and making sure that we have more ladies that's coming on board and being engaged too. So it starts with the ladies that we already have in our unit, in our chapter, just to do a temperature check, like how we doing, what we need to do as ladies to grow this movement too. And this movement, but the government and organization. Alrighty. So that's number 2. And then last thing that I have is going back to the education, because I know that article has went out, but there's a flip side of that we also got to pay attention to. So when they throw out this thing about education in our schools and the narrative about mismanagement of funding, also cross-reference to how much money they're putting in public safety, namely the police. Like a $4 million budget for the police to get helicopters, right? And then also there are 5 schools that were slated to be closed, allegedly due to low enrollment. So we're closing schools and literally defunding schools without even doing the accountability work to ensure that our children are learning. So that's that other piece of it. So they love putting that out there. And this is not the first time we heard of a schools where the children are underperforming and allegedly money is being thrown into it and they're still underperforming. There's a whole newest conversation about what's happening, why is that happening? And we saw what happened where like after the vacation, spring, after the Christmas holiday vacation, when they're trying to get the students back in school and they didn't have all of the resources to make sure that they're safe. Even the testing, that part of it was chaotic in itself. So I wanted to also make sure that we looking at everything and all of the aspects so we can ensure that we are properly educating or providing supplemental education, which it looks like we need to be doing to make that happen. So that's it. That's all I have to share.
Thank you so much, Ambassador at Law, Sister Shirley. Our Lady President isn't here today. That's real weird, but I would definitely get her the information, and she's very passionate about what we're doing as well. Put this brother on the spot. President Lyon, did you want to say anything, Brother Blyden? Did you want to add anything?
Peace and love, race first, family.
Race first.
Salute to all the workers and respect the work. No, it's not much I want to say. I just wanted to be here and participate because as often as we get a chance to link up with each other, we should do that. So I'm here, and salute the work, family. I respect what y'all doing down there. You guys off to a running start. For this is your 2nd year.
Yeah, we had just had our 2nd year in January.
Listen, you guys are looking amazing. That's what I can tell you. That's the word I want to leave with y'all. Amazing. Keep up the good work, Baltimore. Race first.
And I gotta add though, I want to just thank you because when we first started our division, man, you were the Minister of Information, And I just want to always, I don't think you had that title anymore. You always have an open line for me whenever I have an issue or some concerns. You always navigate me through everything, and you give phenomenal advice. So I just want to thank you, salute you and your lovely wife. I appreciate you so.
You are very much welcome, sir. I am no longer the Minister of Information. I am, however, still the Minister of Sankofa Ministries. That's why you see the title there. And for all serious Garveyites, I'm always here. So anybody contact me, contact Brother President. He'll get you in touch with me. Race first.
Race first. And now we're going to go down the line. Second Vice President, Brother Frank, did you have anything to say, add or share, my brother?
Peace, everyone. I just wanted to say thank you so much to Sister Lady President Blyden. That was an awesome presentation, and definitely we want to get those files, all the documentation we can, because we are uploading stuff to our Google Share Drive that we can share with our members. Because like everyone said, it's all about education and learning. And honestly, recently I've been learning a lot more about nutrition. And I think that that is a very important thing for our community to understand is their personal nutrition and how they eat, what foods they put together, and also breaking free of things we've been told, like how much you're supposed to eat or when you're supposed to eat and the types of foods you eat at those times. So with that being said, I think that's a very important part of us, just our personal energy, and even just us coming together as a unit. So look forward to building with you guys in the future. And I also wanted to ask if we can purchase some hand sanitizer with the Black Cross logo from you guys, and we'll get it in bulk. So hopefully we can talk about that offline, or I can get you guys information from Brother Everett, but we definitely want to have that to hand out and give out to our community, because I think that's very, very important and a good way for us to market and to start, kicking off our own Black Cross nurses. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you, Second Vice. Also, let me get that necklace, brother. You stashing on me. You stashing on me. That's there. That's fire. All right. Before I get to you, brother Bruce, Chief Elder, did you have anything to share? I know you got a lot going on. A spiritual advisor, spiritual leader in South Carolina. Chief Elder, are you there?
You just got about the chair. I don't know if you can hear you.
All right, I see. He didn't speak on anything, but since you're there, Sergeant at Arms, you got anything to share before we continue on?
Yeah, what's on my mind is that it was you was talking about earlier about putting pressure on City Hall, man. The crime and violence situation is nuts, man. And the thing is, there's no magic wand, right? It's gonna take all of us to do something, man. But then we gotta put some fire under them politicians, man. Cause a thing about it, I don't expect to get up one morning and everything just change. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta make them do their jobs, bro. We gotta light some fire underneath them for real. Cause I'm not even seeing a little bit of change. You know what I'm saying? That's all I really got to say right now.
Shay, I have you give our closing quote before we close out. Chief Elder, are you there?
Unmute, Chief, unmute.
Chief Elder, you got something to share?
He's muted, Everett. He needs to unmute.
I asked him to unmute. So we're gonna keep moving. We're gonna keep moving. Brother Cameron, you got anything?
I'm here.
Okay, go ahead, Chief Elder. Go ahead, Chief Elder.
I apologize. Just technical difficulties on the side here. My whole screen went somewhere else. Took stage left. Good evening, family. Good evening. Hotep and blessed. This is Chief Elder Minister sending positive energy for healing and spiritual growth and protection to everyone that's on this call here and around the world, to our people, race first. Thank you, Brother Everett. Brother, let me first say this. Brother, you are black-tastic. And when I say black-tastic, that means that brother covers things, whether it's on a positive scale or a negative scale. That brother is 100. And I have watched you grown from a distance. And I'm so proud to be in your circle. And you giving me an opportunity to be a spiritual advisor to the UINA and other members as well. And so I was late getting on to see the presentation, but what I heard and that the sister was bringing a beautiful platform, and I would like to get in contact with her and discuss that presentation. Hopefully I can view it as well. I'm also the president and founder of Save Our Youth and Family Annual March, located at 1527 Front Street here in Georgetown, South Carolina, where my team had created an economic agenda that targets our people specifically. I've been working on this agenda for 5 years, me and my team, and we looking to acquire at least 2,100 acres of land to build one of the very first self-sustaining community for our people here in South Carolina. And I know for a fact that the Black Crosses is definitely going to be needed worldwide, because we created something like the Black Cross, but it's more on a broader scale. But we can all connect. There's a big puzzle, and my conclusion, there's a big puzzle that's coming together collectively. And I see those pieces coming together because everybody has great creativity, something that our ancestors and our creator had instilled in us, that we didn't have to go to these European colleges and get bamboozled with what our real agenda is supposed to be here in North America and around the world. So if anyone can share me that sister's contact information, I appreciate it very much. I'm complete. Ashe, race first.
Race first, Chief Elder. Thank you for all the kind words. But you know, as much as it's an honor and privilege to be president, I gotta say I got a strong team. Our division is strong. Without them, the sisters stay on me, make sure I'm on it.
Yes.
My brothers stay on it. And you know, we a family, man. You know, we have some deep conversations. We don't hold any punches. We get after each other when we're not stepping. You know, I wouldn't be anywhere without them. I wouldn't be here and we wouldn't be here. So I always got to shout them out. I'm just an extension. I'm just taking the credit. You know what I mean? Almost finished. I got Brother Bruce, and then Brother Cameron. And then you got something to say. Brother Bruce, you got something to share? Secretary, Division Secretary.
Yes, sir. I just got one thing and I'm gonna make it real quick. One of the first books that I got when I came into the UNIA was Medical Apartheid. And I just want to read one little path, page 326 out of Medical Apartheid. Is talking about the disease and infections. And basically what it's saying is once more, Blacks are frequently presented as vectors of disease, possessing a threat of infection to whites. In the 1930s and the 1940s, African-American public health advocates followed the footsteps in Booker T. Washington, promoted the initiatives of Negro Health Week to provide tuberculosis prevention and care to Blacks who rarely gain entry into quality medical care. But white support of such initiatives was predicated on concerns that Black domestics who cared for their children, cleaned their homes, drove their cars, and prepared their meals might import tuberculosis into white households. So when like I said, one of the first books I bought when I joined the UNIA, because I want to do something to help our people in the long run, was this book right here. And when the sister said that she, with the hand sanitizers and all of that stuff and everything, and basically how the kids in the schools aren't washing their hands and everything, and then we got COVID and all of this, it just keeps going round in circles. So yes, the Black Cross nurses are very well needed to teach our people, because as we all see, there's bigger things coming down the line, and it might be some other disease that they invent that's going to come towards us. And the Black Cross nurses, in my opinion, needs to be in the forefront, along with the African Legion, which the brother Qatar Asari Khan mentioned earlier. So those are things that are needed in our community. So if I'm definitely willing to do things to help our community, because there are bigger things coming down the line. Can't say exactly what they are, but if we're not prepared for it, I think the African American could be almost an extinct species, the way they're going down the line right now, and souping us up with different shots and different things like that. So I really appreciate being this whole basically thing that's going on tonight, as far as trying to promote health for our people and everything. That's pretty much it, brother.
I'll say, Brother Bruce, thank you so much. Our young brother, Rising Star, Brother Cameron, you got anything to add, share what's going on with you?
Nah, not tonight, not tonight. I appreciate it though. I just appreciate everybody being here or whatnot. So that's about it.
Thank you, Brother Cameron. Brother Kevin, you there? You got anything to share before we close out with the Sergeant at Arms?
Not really. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we got you.
All right. First of all, respect to you, Brother President. Respect to our sister Queen for that great presentation. I love getting together with my red, black, and green family, because I'm always learning something, man. So I just want to say peace and blessings to everyone on the call. And that's about it.
So thank you so much, Brother Kevin. I appreciate you so much. Sergeant at Arms, could you get a quote for the day when you're ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. This is the quote this week from the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. It goes as follows: "We must give up the silly idea of folding our hands and waiting on God to do everything for us. If God had intended for that, then he would not have given us a mind. Whatever you want in life, you must make up your mind to do it for yourself." Marcus Garvey. Race first.
Race first, race first. All right, if everybody could unmute your mics and repeat after me. One God.
One God.
One aim.
One aim.
One destiny.
One destiny.
Africa for the Africans.
Africa for the Africans.
For those home.
For those home.
And those abroad.
And those abroad.
I said, and as you know, we always close out with our anthem to the flag. For those who want to stay on, they can stay on. And I'll
give you some time. You got it queued up, Prez?
We might not be able to play. Hold on. It may not play. I can only play this one. Hold on. I'm on my daughter's computer. So we're gonna play this one. I gotta play this.
Play the Rasta one. The land of our fathers, the land where God's love to me, like these to their eyes of thy children are gathered to thee. Red, gold, and green, floating over, and the Emperor shield us from harm. Before us, building nations and its bless on ye, does he, does I, and keep Ethiopia free. To advance with truth and rights, truth and rights. To advance with love and light, love and light. Righteousness, yes, to the God humanity, one God, Father,
The brother dropped the mic.
Raise
He
first,
dropped
y'all.
the mic. Raise first, my brother.
First, you was in your element, Sergeant. You was in your element.
Oh, you know it, you know it, you know it.
Yeah, I got one downstairs.
Thank you all for joining us, and feel free to join us. We go every other Saturday. Thank you again. Have a great day, y'all.
Thank you. Bless you. Have a good evening.
All right.
One love, one love.
One love.
Brother Everett.
Yes.
Is it possible that is that sister that did the presentation? Will she be able to share that, or?
I recorded the meeting. I'll have it out hopefully tomorrow on the YouTube link, and I'll send it to you.
Okay, you got my email, right?
Text it to me just to be sure.
Okay.
All right. All right. Peace
All
and
right.
blessings.
Peace and blessing. Race first.
Race first.